After being in the 6 stars for 6 hours, Dante and Beatrice finally entered the premium mobile. The souls were heard singing the Tritarian formula as he became lost in the sound and spiritual ecstasy. As he watched 4 souls descend the stairs and approach him, Dante heard one of these souls command the choir to be silent. This soul was an older man from the Middle East, with complexion typical of his region and white hair of his old age. The soul told Dante not to be alarmed when, while he spoke, the 8th heaven in which they were in changed. Continuing, the soul said that Boniface VIII had seized the chair and was regarded by Christ as sede vacant, vacant seat. In other words, that Christ rejected Pope Boniface VIII. For this soul that said Boniface VIII had made his tomb a sewer in the joy of the evil one. That soul's identity was not explicitly stated, but such an accusation confirmed the identity of the soul as being that of St. Peter. Dante, as St. Peter spoke, turned red with anger. Beatrice became bashful upon hearing the faults of the immoral successor of St. Peter. After pausing momentarily, St. Peter continued with as St. Peter admitted that the church was not ever to have become a source of temporal wealth and power. His martyrdom as Linus Cletus, Sixtus II, Pius I, Titus I, and Urban I were to benefit the church. The chief of the apostles also said the church was never supposed to be divided, nor that the papal authority was to be a symbol used as an emblem and battle against baptized Christians. Additionally, his faith was never to be used to approve of the fraudulent practice of simony. In Matthew 7:15, Christ warned against false prophets. These, by Dante's lifetime, were the immoral clergy. Of these were some bloodthirsty men from Corazin. St. Peter therefore wondered how long it would be until the Father Almighty avenged his church and the martyrs. Though these clerics would be judged, St. Peter announced that the Father Almighty would also rescue Rome, as he did during the Second Punic War. St. Peter then told Dante to write everything once he returned and not to hide anything from his. Dante saw multiple souls ascending in the same way that snow falls in late December and most of January. As Dante watched these souls, they have ascended beyond the limit of his eyesight. At that point, when they faded into the distance, Beatrice told him to look around him and see how much he had ascended along the stairs. When he first looked down on the earth, he could see that he had moved from the meridian of Jerusalem to the meridian. At this same moment, he could see from the parallel of Thule, which was the 66-degree north parallel. This was the northernmost limit of the habitable earth at the time. see the latitude 12 degrees 45 minutes north, which was the southernmost limit of the habitable Earth at the time. He could only see the Earth partially because the sun had entered the By then, smiling Beatrice had become even more indescribably beautiful. The great Florentine poet suddenly found himself being carried from the Gemini constellation to the uniform crystalline. However, all Dante could tell is that he was tired and seeing a transparent sphere. Sensing that he wanted to know where she had taken him, Beatrice explained in a long speech. The crystalline sphere was related to the mind of the Father in the Empyrean that surrounded it. This primum mobile, which encased the universe, revolved around the Earth. Within this sphere existed time, fueled by the space-time continuum of modern Newtonian physics. Covetousness had long permeated the Earth and choked any noble effort that humanity made to achieve moral good. Because to be covenant, or to covet things good, and it was also one of the Ten Commandments, not to covet. While a child may emphasize faith and innocence due to the moral corruption of aging, this stage as one matures into adulthood. And his first practice the church's fast, but he will gradually become gluttonous to a degree. Moreover, a child might adore his mother, but would reject her in adulthood, preferring her to be 6 feet under. It's no wonder Wisdom had wandered away from the righteous path. Before time ended, Beatrice claimed that the heavens would correct the church militant